I never heard so musical a discord, such sweet thunder. But here perchance a trumpet sound, or any air of music touch their ears, you shall perceive them make a mutual stand, their savage eyes turned to a modest gaze by the sweet power of music.
The Halle was founded at the end of the 1850s by a wonderful man called Charles Halle. The orchestra is the only orchestra in the world named after its founder. He tried to bring the idea of a musical establishment in an industrial city in the middle of the 19th century. And he came up and saw what Manchester was in all its smoke, all its poverty, all its difficult lifestyles, and realized that there was no musical life here. And he gave it a musical life. The Halle has always had a very affectionate place in the hearts of the people of Manchester. And it reaches out, of course, into all areas of the Northwest. And nowadays, our educational work is huge. And we reach young people, and indeed people of all ages. And this has increased the public's awareness of the role of an orchestra. And this is something that I dreamt of doing when I started here all those years ago, to try and develop the place that an orchestra has in the lives of a community. There's great talent within the orchestra for communicating with children, with helping young people to find music in a very positive way. And we all believe that this is not something that is just a little extra, but it is the essence of why we are musicians. And some of the players have incredible skills now and experience at making a creative atmosphere with young people, helping them to find their own music inside them. A few years ago, my colleague John Summers and I realized that if we didn't do something to make the orchestra have a base where we could rehearse when we're not in the Bridgewater Hall, it could get in the way of the development of the orchestra. We can't be here every day of the year, so we need somewhere else. And in the centre of Ancoats is this lovely church, St. Peter's Church, built about the same time as the orchestra was founded. What St. Peter's gives us is to realise a dream, that when we're not in this building, there is a centre for us where we always will be. And there is nothing more inspiring than to turn up with the sunshine pouring through the windows and be able to make music in such a lovely environment.
I was very privileged to be involved in a production of Macbeth which was held at Halle St. Peter's, and indeed I think this was the first time that it was used for a theatrical performance. I think it's an amazing spot, brilliantly chosen by the Halle. I think it's a fantastic asset for them and for Manchester. And it's been amazingly and lovingly restored, and I think it provides this historically very unconventional but very electric, extraordinary space. After performing at Halle St. Peter's, I knew that this was a wonderful, a unique venue, and I certainly felt passionately that it should develop and it should garner more attention it deserves to. So I accepted the invitation to become a campaign patron for the second phase of its development. And this exciting second stage will allow the Halle much needed versatility and an ability to engage even more with the local and wider community. It'll enable a greater breadth of work and provide their educational ensemble team a much needed rehearsal space.
The scene of youth music making in the Northwest is a really fantastic one, and having the Halle as a centre of that for all these different music services around Manchester to make music at the highest level, it's really important that whilst musicians are able to rehearse and practice by themselves, that they all come together to do something as an ensemble.
When we moved to Manchester and got introduced to the Halle, we were very impressed with the quality of not only the orchestra in Sir Mark, but just the whole Bridgewater Hall. And as we got to get involved more, we got to learn what else Halle does for beyond outside the concert hall. Obviously the educational program is something that I think is extraordinary.
I think nowadays being able to have as many different ways of interacting with the local community, be that business community or families, is necessary to an organisation like the Halle, so that we're keeping as many people involved in the process and understanding of what we do here, and hopefully then they might become a part of that in the future.
In terms of some of the engagement work we do with the Halle, to be quite honest, we just have a lot of fun. So it injects fun into our workforce. And one of the great things we've done is the choir competition. So this is where the Halle is working with a choir in Siemens and doing the same thing with a number of other corporate companies around the Manchester area. And then all the choirs come together in a competition to see, of course, who is the best. And it's just a great amount of fun. People are enjoying being part of the choir, new people from different departments that have never met before are meeting each other through this activity, and it just creates a great buzz around the office.
It's extremely rewarding seeing how you can bring together 2 or 3 organisations from completely different fields of life, and there's always a connection. You find that connection, and the team at Halle are just fantastic in creating that, whether it's on the education side, whether it's on the autistic side, or whether it's just on the event side, and the flexibility to allow something that's tailored for your business to happen really works well, whatever your business is.
We are a manufacturer of tapes. That's as far as you can get to orchestra and classical music. But what for us was important is we are part of the same community.
The Halle are based here in Manchester, and they have a huge international touring schedule each year. As we're very large here in the Northwest with a significant overseas network, we can assist them in reaching their wider audience. It's been a pleasure working with them since 2012 and being their official airline.
Well, when we look for partners to have sponsorship or partnership arrangements with, one thing that's very important to us is that the people we're partnering with have to be at the top of the game. We always like to be at the top of our game. I hope we are on top of our game in most of the things we do, and the Halle Orchestra is definitely right at the top of their game, and we want to associate ourselves with the best.